concept of an array. Now, in terms of programming, you have what is known as data structures. And an array is an example of a data structure. Now, the concept of integers, float, string, those are all data types. So a number can be an integer or a float. But if I wanted to work out the average of 10 numbers or 100 numbers, then I will need to have 100 variables. So I'll have to have num1, num2, num3, num4. And then, Vincent, I'll have to add all those numbers, store them in a variable called sum or total. To work out the average, I'll need to now go and divide 100 numbers by 10. That was a long and tedious process. So these programmers came up with an idea and said, listen, what we'll do is we will store all the 100 numbers, all of them are integers, into one data structure. And the data structure we are going to use is an array. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Right, cool. Right, Vincent, you see this concept of an array. So by definition, yes, an array is a data structure. It has a finite number of elements. When I say finite, if I declare an array to be 100, then that's how many elements I'm going to have in the array. In this instance, I'm declaring the array to be of size 10. So here, oh, okay, 25. Let's look at page. Let's do that, share the screen again.
It's 279 in the book.
Page 279, yes. So if I have to see it out there, it says 25 numbers, and 25 numbers is what I will use throughout the program. Do you understand what I mean by a finite number of elements in the array? Vincent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pablo is not here, so he's. Keep your mic on, Vincent, right? Now,
right,
every single element in the array, Vincent, is going to be whatever it is. Like in this case, it is integers, right?
Okay.
Because that's by definition what an array is. An array stated is that every single element must be an integer. You can think of a block of flats with only one floor, ground floor. Every single flat in that row will be having people in there. You will not have anybody else. You won't have aliens or dogs or cats or whatever. Every single block will be people. So every single element of this array is an integer. For some odd reason, I'm not seeing the green screen around it at the border. Can you see that, Vincent?
Come again, sir?
Can you see my sharing of my screen?
Now I can.
Oh, good, good. Does it say page 279?
Yes, it does.
Right, good. Now let me tell you something else about an array. An array has a definite starting point and a definite ending point. Because remember I used the word finite.
Yeah.
Right? And let me tell you something else about us programmers. We tend to count from 0. We don't count from 1. We like counting from 0. So the first element in the array would be position 0. The second position in the array is position 1, 2, 3, 4. And because it's 25, it goes all the way up to 24. That's called an array subscript. So if you look at exam marks, I is called an array subscript. That is how I'm going to access the elements of the array. So Vincent, if you think of this analogy that I used about the block of flats, the ground floor block of flats. So in address 0, I'm going to find Vincent in there. In address 1, I'm going to find Pablo in there. In address 2, I'm going to find Joey in there. And right up to address 24, I'm going to find Chantell in there. And every single one of you are human beings. Like every single element of the array, there's integers stored in there. Okay? Now, this also lends
Yes, sir.
itself to why a for loop is important. Right? The for loop is important. The for loop starts at 0 and it goes up to, like in this case, 24. It has a definite starting point and a definite ending point. Whereas the while loop or the repeat until loop, that one I'm not sure how many times I can run. I can run it while it's less than 0, while it's less than something, or while a condition has been met, or something to that effect. So when you're thinking of arrays, think of the for loop, not the while loop. The while loop can be used, but as programmers, we tend to use the for loop. Okay, so if you're going to enter in elements into the array, you'll use the for loop. If you're going to display elements, you're going to use the for loop. All right, so let me go and now
Yes, sir.
run this program in code blocks. Right, so I'm going to copy this quickly to just show you what it is. Copy that, open up my code blocks, create a new project, C++, array 1, and watch out what a fast typist I am. Let's just check that my compiler is working. Yay, it's working. Right, so I've, by the way, I've emailed the lecturer and asked her whether you're allowed to use code blocks in the exam. I'm still waiting for a response from her.
Thank you, sir.
Right, maybe you can also, Pablo, is that you?
Yes, that's me, sir.
Yeah, Pablo, you asked for arrays. Pablo, maybe you can also email the lecturer and ask her whether you're allowed to use code blocks or not, right? But
Okay, no problems.
let me, the program is written, you are doing the exams online and you're using Iris software to check you all out. I'm not familiar with Iris software. I'm familiar with another invigilator software, but I can't tell you whether to use it or not to use it, or open book or not open book. But you do what you have to do. Okay, Pablo?
Yes, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I beg your pardon, who spoke there? I can't see the other screen where I see your content.
It's Hein, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Heinz, how are you? Welcome,
Fine,
welcome,
thank you.
welcome.
So I have a question regarding the exam. I don't know if you know, but
Yes.
it's a take-home exam. Does that mean we print it and do it on paper and then scan it in, or how must we do that?
Class, anybody out there? Vincent, Pablo?
I had the same question, whether it was multiple choice online like the other one, or do we have to write it and scan it?
I think it's similar to what 1512. The students were telling me, Heinz, is that they downloaded the paper. There was a little block for them to write in their answers. And after that, they scanned it and they uploaded it. So
we do it on paper then?
I assume so. I assume so.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm waiting for a reply from the lecturer. While I'm here, let me quickly see.
Sir?
Here. Yes, yes.
I think with 1512, I also did 1512.
Yeah.
And it was online.
It was online.
I didn't have to download a paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically what you did get is you'd get like a block, and then within that block, you'd actually then enter your code. And with that one, I didn't use the compiler.
Okay, okay.
To first run my program.
All right, so I just checked my email now. I didn't receive any reply from the lecturer. What I will do is I wish I had a cell phone number. I have another staff member's cell phone number. I'm going to WhatsApp her and ask if she could just verify that before Friday. Right, but either which way, you should be prepared. Heinz, I hope I could, I gave you some direction.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, Pablo, are you still with me? You asked me for arrays.
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
Great. Now, Pablo, I'm not going to run for 25 numbers, right? That's too much for me to do. Can I go to 5, right?
No problems.
Right. Okay. So there we go, Pablo. Can you see? It's going to run 5 times now. Let's run this program, enter a mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make life a little bit easier for me. I'm going to put down, enter a mark, and I'm going to put down I out there, right? So that I can see what the subscript is. Can you see that, Pablo? It says enter a mark 0, which actually means enter a mark subscript 0, which is what Pablo is getting in the course exams, 80%. Enter a mark subscript 1, which means what Vincent is getting in the exam. He's also going to get 79, right? Just missed that. And then Heinz is going to get this mark. What mark are you getting, Heinz, for this subscript? Mark subscript, exam mark subscript.
75.
75, excellent. Mark, enter a mark subscript 3. That's how you talk in with arrays. So this is 90%. I think I'll get that. Enter a mark subscript 4. By the way, count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th mark. And now the program will stop. The loop will stop, not the program, the loop will stop. And somebody's going to get 100, right? So the marks are 80, 79. There we go. So
also, the first one stores the marks, and then the second one reads the marks.
Correct. Not reads, it displays. Yeah, well, reads and displays the marks. Okay, the second loop. The second loop. Right, Pablo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you get it. Now, you'll notice, yes, good. So you'll notice in this for loop, there's a open bracket and the closed curly brackets because there's 2 statements. But in line number 13 and 14, there's no open and closed curly bracket because there's only 1 line after the for loop.
Good. I read something about that. I understand why.
You understand that. Good. But if you're not sure, you can put in a curly bracket at both sides, right? It doesn't really matter. All right.
Okay.
So I can put a curly bracket there, and I can put a curly bracket there. That's also okay, right? So if you see that, don't think that there's an error in the exam, right? And it'll also work. It'll also work. No problems there. So that's by definition what this program is talking about out here, right? So you'll notice they spoke about how you declare the array, how many entries there are, and the for loop that they're talking about. Now, if I wanted to compute the total number of elements in the array, by the way, these are familiar things that comes out in the exam. Calculating the sum, or they use the word total, finding the average, finding the maximum, finding the minimum, finding the remainder, finding factors of a number. Those are familiar mathematical concepts that appear over and over, right? So when you're looking at past your papers, go through those things. So there we go. There's the average, total plus equal to exam mark. Now I've got to put that within the loop of the array, because you must remember an array stands for a data structure where all the elements are the same and it is grouped as one unit. So if you think of your block of flats with only one floor, the ground floor, when I want to talk about that, I'll talk about the entire concept of that whole block of flats. And if I only want to access one element, then I must be very specific and I must know what that one element is, right? So for instance, if I only want to display the first element, so I must call it by its name, Pablo, exam mark, and I must specify that I want element 0, correct, right? So that's how I'll only display the first element. By the way, one of the lectures I had with the students, they wanted to know how do I pass across arrays as a parameter. Pablo, were you at that tutorial?
But I saw it online. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay. Vincent, you were at that one.
Yeah, I think I was, so yeah.
Right. Now, that's also another important point, because when I'm passing across, Let me see, where's that one? There we go, Sam had a question, right? By the way, can you see
Yeah.
my screen? Can you see my screen, the YouTube video?
Yes, sir, I can.
There we go. It says Sam's question: passing an array as a parameter. Right. This was a lecture that would come after what I recorded here. Right. So if you want to go and watch that, it's only 36 minutes, and make sure you click like. Sam's question was, how do I pass an array as a parameter, and when and why do I use as a reference parameter? Okay, so if you have time, please go ahead and watch this video. I'll post it in the chat as well. This copy the video link, so that will help you and to kind of consolidate the knowledge of arrays. In this today's tutorial, you asked me about arrays. I'm not including parameter passing of functions out here. Do you have any questions, Pablo? You asked for this lecture or this tutorial. Pablo?
For now, I'm okay, sir.
You
The
okay
part
with that one?
I was facing was looping through an array, and you showed us how
You saw
to.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how
Okay.
to loop through an array and how to read the stuff, and then I also
Good.
saw an example where you can calculate.
Yes, you can
That's
calculate, right? There's another example on page 291. See, they're accessing all the elements of the array using a for loop, right?
Okay.
And inside they will total all of the elements of the array in the loop, having a we call this a running sum, right? Programs say a running sum. Let's go on. Let's look at another. There we go, maximum. See the maximum value. They want to find the maximum value, the minimum value. And look at this example. Can you see the do loop, do while loop? Do while response is equal to yes or response is equal to y. Remember Chantell asked me the question on Saturday. Was it Friday or Saturday? What's a Boolean variable? Vincent?
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, Saturday.
Sunday.
Here we go. Or was it Sunday? Okay, doesn't matter. It's Chantell's question, right? Chantell. I'll find the video for that as well. So there's the Boolean stories. There's the Boolean, this OR operation here. Check it out, right? See how important that is. And can you see in this example, they combined the story of a while loop, they combined the story of Boolean variables, they combined looping, and they combined arrays, right? It's not complicated. You break it up into small chunks and you work with it a few lines at a time. All right. So let's go through let's go through another program. Right, this is called a Sentinel loop. See the Sentinel? That means the loop will stop when -1 is entered into. But you'll notice in an array, there are definite number of elements. You got to fill it up. If you don't fill up the array, then it'll pick up whatever's in memory and it'll display that. All right. So that's what they talk out there. Generating random numbers. I'm not sure if there's anything out here that you want me to go through and explain. Right, let's go through the important points in the lesson. Just before the exam, I'd like you all to, just on Thursday night, read through all the end of chapter important points in the lesson. Right, it'll go through. This is where you don't need a for loop to enter in values into the array. You put in the values at initialization. So int a subscript, you're not specifying how many values it is, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The compiler automatically goes and assumes that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements in the array. Okay, Pablo?
Okay, sir.
Right. In this loop, every single element of the array is, whatever it is multiplied by 2.
Multiplied by 2. Okay.
Yeah. Right, Pablo?
Okay, sir.
Let's look at this one. This one is calculating the total price of it. It's using a while loop with a sentinel used to stop it with a -1 out there. All right, -1 stops the loop from running. But Remember I spoke to you on Saturday about the Boolean where you got to think in the opposite way, think negative. So while code is not equal to -1, I must run the loop. As soon as it is equal to -1, I must come out of the loop. Please stop me anytime you want. Pablo,
Yeah,
Haynes is here.
I think you answered. For me, it was looping through and adding the values. You explained that
Okay,
on that example, so I'm okay.
you're okay with that one. All right, good. Vincent, do you have a question? Haynes, do you have a question?
I have a question. If we have time,
No,
sir.
sir. I
Sure.
just think my network is bad, so I'll have to watch this video again.
Okay, no problem. Haynes was talking. Go ahead, Haynes.
So if you could maybe just, I have one question in general. The question is, how do you convert scientific output, like if, for example, 24E5 to a normal decimal output? And then the second question is maybe just if you can just quickly, swiftly go over the getLine function. How do we use that now? How
Oh,
it's used?
getLine.
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me find that, right? Let's go find getLine, Getline. Right, getLine is somewhere here in the program. There's getLine, right? There's a getLine, right? Would you mind if I just copy this program and run it? Or is there another getLine here? Control
No, you
Home,
could.
Control F, getLine. There's getLine. Replace the statement CN with getLine in the above program and run it again. So I'm going to take this example. So this is for Heinz. I'm going to run this program without a getLine. Control C. Thank you for that question, Heinz. Then I know what to do. Right. So he says inputs and displays a string. Heinz, he says, please enter your name. Let me run this program. So he says, please enter your name. How do you spell your name, Heinz?
H-E-I-N.
Oh, it's Hein. H-E-I-N.
H-E-I-N, yes.
Oh, sorry. H-E-I-N. Right, Hein. Please enter your name. And I said, press enter. Hi, Hein. Pleased to meet you. Ha 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 ha. Right? Now, the question says, try running this program again, but enter in Mary Low Fisher Price for the name. Oh boy, I'm going to enter in Mary Low Fisher Price. Heinz, that's a pretty long name. Let's run this thing. Please enter your name, Hein. It says, oh, this I can't enter your name, right? Mary Low Fisher Price. Ooh, what a long name. Hey, welcome, Chantell.
I've been here, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't acknowledge you. I can't see all the participants, right? Oh no, Hein, look at that. Hein, you with me?
Yes, I see, sir.
What happened? It left out Low Fisher Price. Oh boy, it only said, hi, Mary, pleased to meet you. Okay, so where there was a space, it ignored that. Now I'm going to try and fix that. Right? By the way, Price, it sounds like Legacy. I watched Felicity Price and all of that. That's 7 o'clock. Oh, lucky I got catch up. Right. That's a joke, everybody. Okay, I know I make very dry jokes. Listen to this quick joke. I teach my students and I on WhatsApp, even you guys too. I'll make you an administrator on WhatsApp. There on your CV, you can put down that you are a WhatsApp administrator. Thank you, Vincent. Yeah. That was a good joke, I thought, but some of y'all didn't get it. Anyway, coming back to what Heinz has to do now. It says, replace the statement C in with getLine. So I'm going to put this statement in there, Heinz, and I want you to tell me what happens, right? So Heinz says, instead of putting C in, I must put that one, right? Right, let me do a let's compile. Oops.
/n. /n, sir, for new.
Yeah,
/n.
that's /n, yeah.
Oh, \n with the right. Let's see now if it runs. Yes. So, Hein, are you with me, Hein?
Yes, sir.
Right. So he says, please enter not your name now, right? Mary Fisher Low Price. Oh, wow. Hein, I wonder
Very
what's going to
low
answer now.
pressure. The name
Oh,
is
okay.
Fisher.
Okay, I'm the teacher. I can do what I want. What I say goes, Chantell. Right, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yay, I made a
It's
good joke.
just flexing on us now.
I made a good joke. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Right. So, Mary Low Fisher, watch this, Hein. Ha ha. Hein, check it out.
So the getLine function concatenates your entire string.
Correct. It puts all whatever with the spaces. The C in drops everything after the space.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I get it now, sir. Thank you.
You get it. Good. See, this is the inductive method of teaching a student. You show them where it doesn't work and you show them where it works, and then, hey, they're so happy. Right? So the get line takes into consideration your first name with a space and the second name. The C in only takes the string up to the point where it has a space. All right. You want me to do it again, Hein? If I put a C in,
I get it, sir.
and I put name. I got to kill time. How much else I want to spend 1 minute over here? So I run it again. This time, what's your surname, Hein?
Behnke.
Behnke. Sorry, Beh.
Nke.
Nke. Right. Watch this. Oh no! I left out your surname, Hein. Check it out. Right? You don't like that now, do you, Hein? You're supposed to say no. Right, you're supposed to say no. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that I put Hein's surname in there, and I'm killing some time. I'll build and run, and Hein Beh. What's the name?
Nke.
Nke, right? Yay! You check what the get line does, Hein?
Yes, sir.
You know, if I was in class, I would have got a clap from my students. They were smiling, everything. Okay,
Clap,
okay.
Chantell.
I have to ask for a clap. What kind of students I got, right? Okay, now the next question Hein asked me. He asked me about the decimal point, right? The decimal point. There's a
yes, sir. If in some programs when I output my program, it gives my answer in scientific notation. Now I want to ask, how do you convert the scientific notation to decimal form?
Correct. Now, Heinz, there's the program that does this over here, right? You use cout.precision. Right? So Control C. I found this on page 74, Heinz. There we go. Have you noticed what a fast typist I am, Heinz?
I see that, sir.
I'm too fast. Okay, so I'm going to run this program, right? I'm going to see what happens with this program. So it says, enter 3 floating point numbers. I want you to show me. Well, I'll see what happens. Right? 5. Let's say 1.12345, and another one is right. So there's the numbers that I let's do it again. Oh, by the way, there we go, Hans. Can let's run this again. Enter 2 more numbers. Oops, you know what I did? Let's try this one more time. Sorry, Hein. Let's run this again. Enter 1, 2, 3.4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Right, let's look at it. Can you see the first number was 123.456789? It displayed the number. This is weird. Sorry, Hein. I'm going to display only the first number, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that makes life easier. Enter a floating point number. Let's do one at a time and see our precision. Right, I just commented all that statements out, right? Let's go and build and run. Enter a floating point number, 123.456. Right, look at this now. When I said cout.precision 5, it gave me 123.46. Let me go and play around with this number over here. What does cout precision do? So I'm going to change that to 2. Let's go and do a build and run. Enter a floating point number in Hein, 123.456789. Oh, look what it did, Hein. Let's write it again. It was too long of a number. 123.456. It's giving me precision of, ooh, right. It's giving me some weird values. I don't know how that works. Now I'm going to copy this one out here, this line. Count F, Control C, and I'm going to put that above it. Control V, and I'm going to run this program. Enter in a floating point number, 123.4567. Ha-ha! Hein?
Oh,
So every time, if you want to prevent like the scientific notation being outputted, you always have to put the ZF fixed above the precision, and then
Amen.
get it also.
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, if I
sir.
wanted 3 decimal points after that, Hein, so I'm going to put down, instead of
Put
2,
the
I'm going to
3.
put down 3.
3.
I'm going to run this program.
Oh.
Enter in, oops, let's run this, oopsie, there it is. Enter in a floating point number, 123.456789. Haha! You saw what a 3 does, Hein?
Yes, sir.
Right? It basically truncated the 789.
Ah,
Yes,
that
so
makes sense now.
okay,
Great.
yes, I
Great.
understand.
Great. So you spent 30 minutes with me. You learned 2 important points. What does the get line do? And what does the set f iOS fixed precision point do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Do you have another question for me?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, please feel free to ask a question, right?
Okay, sir, can I ask?
Yes.
I need to understand something concerning functions.
Yes.
Is it always a must to use float whenever we deal with numbers?
No. No, it's
Okay.
not.
Also, can we also use strings?
Why? Okay, tell me what you want to do.
Okay. I need to, like, actually what I need to know is I want to know when or how or at which moment can we use a setting function.
Okay, let's go with this, right? Okay, so floating point numbers are numbers like 123.567. It has a decimal point in there, right? Is that Joey? Integers are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without the decimal point in there, right? This is mathematics I'm teaching you, I'm talking about. Strings are made up of characters, Joey. Characters A, B, C, D. You can even have them as 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But with a string, you cannot do a mathematical operation on it. I cannot go and take, for instance, with numbers, I can say 10, a number equals 10, number 2 equals 3, number 1 plus number 2 is 13. That I can do with numbers and with floating point numbers. I can't do that with strings. I won't be able to get a number like 10 plus 7 is 17. It will, if I had to add or concatenate 2 strings, it's going to give me 107. So you need to find out what is it that you want to do. In my experience, COS 1511, they will have strings being concatenated. Concatenated means joined. Finding out the length of a string. Replacing one element of a string with another element. Those are the operations of strings. Or they'll append a string, or they'll truncate characters in a string. Okay, Joey?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, it did.
Good,
Thank you.
good, good. Hey, y'all are testing me here. You want to find out how much I know and how much I don't know, huh?
No, not really. Not really.
Hey, I made another joke. Yay! I'm on a roll today. I'm on a roll today. Okay.
And sir,
Yes.
there was a program that I did. I think I sent it to you just now. So I was practicing while loops and for. So now I want to change it to functional programming. So I wanted to ask, how do you determine which code can be reused so that you can turn it into a function?
Okay.
I sent it on WhatsApp. I don't have the
Oh,
image.
on WhatsApp. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I'm working on this practice for loops. Okay. Right. Let me just download this.
Oh my God, everyone's gonna see my code.
That's okay. That's what we all came to learn over here.
Okay, sir.
We're all friends.
Yeah, we're all friends. We're all friends. That's what I'm using this time for, right? Let me open it up. Right. Pablo is oopsie, it hasn't opened it up.
It doesn't want to open.
No, it'll open, Wait. File, open. Can you see my screen, Pablo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, desktop, main. Right. Hey, Pablo is banking, simply the best. Yay. Okay, right, Pablo, talk to me. What's up with this program?
I tried to do a banking app where you can withdraw your money, deposit, and view your balance. And it also has a code.
Okay. Can I run this program
so,
to see what it does?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Let's run the program. Everybody will check it out. Enter. Oh, no, not enter a floating point number. Control A, Control C. File. Close all files. No. You learn a trick like this. If it has to happen like this, you close the workspace, you create a new.
I usually do compile current and it helps.
Oh, okay. My compiler goes a bit faulty. Pablo. I'm not going too fast for you guys, huh? Are y'all okay with this, huh? You just stop me wherever you want
Yes,
to.
sir.
This is your time. Right, so there's Pablo's work. Compile it. Pablo, it's got an error here, Pablo.
Exit 0. I think it's, what does it say in the?
Let's go to the logs. It says exit was not declared in the scope.
You don't have the, it runs on my side. The exit 0, it's a function.
Yeah, my compiler. What libraries are you using, Pablo?
It's there. I didn't have to include anything.
Right. So there's an issue with my compiler. It's not you. It's my compiler, right?
You can remove it. It's just for exiting there. You can comment it.
Right. It's commented.
There's another one. There's another exit.
Oh, comment that. Oh,
yeah.
You're teaching us how to do the programming. Wow. Pablo's banking, simply the best. Please enter your name. Prinavin Governor. Please enter your 5 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's 5. It's 4 digits. I made a mistake there. The password is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
enter.
okay.
Say enter. But there is.
Welcome to PB Online Banking. Please choose the following options. 1, view your balance. Yay! I got money. Well done, Pablo. Well done. Well done. Very nice. So what's your question, Pablo?
How do I reuse some code so that a function so that I can loop it through?
Okay.
How do I determine that I can take this code and make it a function so that I can reuse it?
Okay, that's a very good question. Now that's what talks about modular programming, Pablo. That's what talks about writing code to be reused. And functions allow you to do that, Pablo, where you can write some code and you call it up and you use it all the time, right? So for instance, Pablo, you noticed you've already done that. Can you see you've used the word include IO stream? You instead include string. So when you are using cout and you're using getLine, the compiler knows that I need to go and access the class libraries of include string and include IO stream so that I could use that. When you write your own function, Pablo, that becomes a user-defined function. Did you watch my video on my absolute, Pablo? That's where we wrote a function to create my absolute value. So it produces the positive number. But now, just to help you out here, I could make the following. I could make cout into a function. And I just want to take you to your notes.
Avoid one to display
Yes,
the
avoid. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Very good. You know what a function is, a void, right? We're talking a void function. Let's go and find a function here. Function I want to, so there we go. It's on page 205, right? So 205 using functions. So if you want to read up on that, read up on that, read up on that. I just want to find your function quickly. ABS, no, let's go and find, so that you have something to look at when I am not with you. Let me take a function, writing a function. There we go, writing a function. Right. So there's the function over here, right? Pablo, okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So every function, Pablo, has a name, and it has right. So this was, and I notice where the function is, Pablo. Can you see the function is above int main?
Is it the
So you
top?
must declare your functions before your main program.
Yeah.
Right? So
And
there's
I saw
my,
that you can also declare on top and then write the code for the function at the bottom.
that's
I don't know
another
what
way
they
of doing
call
it.
that.
Yes, you can do that in another method as well, right? Another way. I shouldn't use the word method. So here we go. I'm going to call it a void function. And I'm not going to call it my absolute. I'm going to call it, let's call it Pablo. Haha, how's that? Right, Pablo? Right, I'm going to call
Okay,
it Pablo. I'm going to call it Pablo. And I'm not going to return anything. I just want to display the following, all right? I'll display the following, right? Control X,
Oh.
and I put it out here, right? Control V. So now Pablo, where I asked for, I'm going to call Pablo there, right?
Okay, sir.
I'm going to call Pablo out there, right? Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works.
You forgot the brackets on the Pablo.
On Pablo, where do I put that, Pablo?
The two brackets. When you call a function, don't we have those two brackets?
You can
on the name?
call it, yes, you could call it like that, or there's another way of calling a function, right? With by its name. And let me see if I can find an example like that where I'm calling it so that you don't have to see. There, I call a function by its name and the parameters. But in this void function, I'm not passing across any parameters. Right.
Oh.
Let's find another one like that. There, can you see in this one I'm passing across parameters, right? So I want to ensure that I don't have those parameters in there. Let me see if I can find one with that. Right, okay, doesn't really matter. Hopefully it'll work, Pablo.
Let's try and run.
Right, let's do a build. Unqualified integer Pablo. Okay, Pablo, don't want to waste your time and my time. I want to find a function that I could just quickly. Let me go to Control F functions. I just want to show you how you can quickly copy something. Functions. Functions. I'm looking for a void function. VOID. There's a void function here. Let's find another one. Display a droid void. Void display. Why isn't it working? Pablo?
All have parameters.
All have parameters, yeah. But here's all the exercises and functions that we can take. I'm trying to find. These are the solutions to the guide, Pablo.
Oh,
Why isn't this working? It could have taken. I'm calling it.
so you included
Oops. Yes, sorry. Talk to me, Pablo.
after the two brackets, you included the two dot thingies, the Kelly. It shouldn't be there. This should it
like that?
Yeah, then no. The two
Then?
Yeah, then the two brackets include.
But I need
open
to
and close bracket.
What about it?
Shouldn't we include?
Shouldn't we include?
Like int main is, shouldn't it have the two?
1 second, I'm trying to find I want a void function that just displays the name. Let me see if I can find a solution here quickly. I did the solutions to limited bit confidential bits. Variable diagrams. I'm looking for a program to show you quickly e-learning. Functions. I'm looking for a simple. Let me go to my Dropbox folder. I'm looking for a function here to show you quickly. Function. Sorry, Pablo, wasting your time. I need to FUN.
No problem, sir.
You see, give me a. I'm trying to take your program, FUN CTION function. Let's see functions. There's my there's a working function out here. You mind if I do this example with you, Pablo? Then you can figure it out from here.
Okay, sir.
All right. Control A, Control C. There's an example. I'm just going to take this out. Control A, delete that. Control V. Right. So you'll notice in this example, Pablo, there's my void function here. Void display the array. I'm calling up my function display the array and sum a distance. These are functions. This makes my life easier because if I do not have that function display array, Pablo, then I must have this code at the bottom over there. Right? Control C.
Okay.
So I should have had, I need to have that out there. Right, Pablo? So if
Yes,
I now run the code, let's there we go, build C out. What's member was not declared in this. Oh, because member is part of. Right.
I think something is wrong.
Build, right, build. Right, there we go. Everything is working now. Right, look at this now, Pablo. But now
Yes,
I don't want to have these lines of code in my main program. I want it separated. I want it I want somebody else to go and write the code for me. So I could have asked Vincent to help me to do this. So Vincent could have written that. Chantell could have written this function. Somebody else could have written this function, the summer function. And all I do is I call this up in my main program. So in my main program, I will call this up. Now let me try and show you what I wanted to explain to you in terms of a function. If I now run this program, how many elements are there? There's 5, okay. Right, if I run this program and build and run, oh, there's elements already stored in it. Is it? Yes. So there's it there, Pablo. Can you see it's got 5, 4, 6, 7, 8? The number of elements are stored in the array. I'm calling display the array and I'm calling summer. If I wanted to, Pablo, I could have called this again. I could have called display the distance array. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. If I wanted to, Pablo, but I'm going to reuse my code. Pablo. I don't need that. Right, Pablo, can you see? I've already called it once.
Okay.
Control C. I'm showing you how. Control V. I'm now calling it in line number 25, and I'm calling it line number 27. So this will show you how nice it is. Can you see that, Pablo?
Yeah.
Now displayed it 2 times. And I'm saving myself from writing the code again. That's one of the advantages, Pablo, of using a function in programming. It becomes modular. It makes life easy. If I want to call it again, all I got to do is call it by its name. That's what I wanted to show you it in your program. But programmers will realize to mess around with another person's program is like messing around with another girlfriend, you know, another boy's girlfriend. That's not done because then you cause problems. I made another joke.
Okay.
Hey, I'm on a roll tonight. I'm on a roll tonight. All right.
Okay, sir.
So, Pablo, for
Yes.
purposes of the exam, I know you'd like to know the ATM program and all that goes with it, but I would advise you to rather go through all the exercises in the study guide and to go through the assignment questions. And did ma'am send the assignment solutions, Pablo?
I was checking that yesterday at night. I saw tutorial 104. I think it's.
Is it there?
I don't know. I downloaded it. I didn't check it.
Let me check quickly. Because that I'd advise you to go through those ones, Pablo. All right. Go through the assignment questions and the answers,
Okay.
and also the exercises in the study guide. Go through all of that. All right.
Okay, sir.
Where did you find that tutorial to 104, Pablo? Was it
It's
under?
on. I'm using my phone for Zoom.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
think
under
it was under.
official study material.
Nah.
No,
It was under the
additional resources.
under your under your chat, sir. I'm not sure, sir. I'll check. I'm not sure what I downloaded.
Okay, but do that rather than working on a program for the Standard Bank or FNB or whatever, right, Pablo? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
Anybody
sir.
else with another question? You'll try to catch me out what it is. Don't give me your programs and try to work out the ATM example and all that goes with it. Okay. Anybody else with a question? Christabel is
Nope.
there. Joey is there. Hein is still with us.
Say,
Chantell is
Christabel
still.
is
maybe-
me. I'm using,
Oh, that's you.
Maybe one-
Pablo?
yes, I'm using someone's phone.
Oh, I told you about using
Pastor,
somebody
can I
else's
get other
program.
questions? I need.
Joey, question?
I'm saying, can I get other questions? I need. I mean, the things that I'm struggling with, then I'll send them to you.
Okay. If you want to meet tomorrow, I didn't post this to the group because I said it'll only be for a few people. But if you want questions right until Thursday evening, but that too, I'm very scared and skeptical about doing revision just before the paper. Before the paper, you must be calm, cool, relaxed. You must just be watching some videos, reading up the important points at the end of the chapter, and taking it easy. Don't stay up the whole night and not have enough sleep, and then you fall asleep in front of the exam paper, all right?
Okay.
Okay,
No, sir, we won't.
okay. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Vincent, for joining us. And Vincent came for all the lessons. He's I think you missed one or two when you were in Amtata or somewhere, yeah, Vincent?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay. Hein, are you okay? Do you have a question? Do you have something that I could help you with?
No, sir, I'm fine for now. Thank you.
Okay, good, good. You're more than welcome to WhatsApp me, and we can schedule a quick lesson, and we'll take it from there. Okay, can we
Thank you,
call it
sir.
tonight? I want y'all to go and do some work and study. If you're having any difficulties, y'all got my number. WhatsApp me, email me, and I'll try and help y'all to the best of my ability. I want y'all to pass, please, please. Don't worry, they renewed my contract for next year, so I know I got another position thingy, but y'all need to pass. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. Good night. Good
Enjoy
night.
the rest of your day. Good night, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay on the record.